If you don't know what's going on, the Magic and Bucks, the Thunder and Rockets, and Trailblazers and Lakers have all decided to postpone their games tonight in more of a boycott than anything. And the boycott has a lot to do in response to the shooting of Jacob Blake. And the thing is, I'm 100% behind this movement because, things have to be on the line for change to be made. Washington didn't change the name of their football team until, things were on the line. Sponsorship deals, endorsement deals were on the line. And players not playing is on the line right now. Because the thing is, right now, there are things going on in the world that are just bigger than basketball. And, it's a response to the fact that we haven't changed. African Americans in this country are still being discriminated against. African Americans are still being shot. Racism is still being enabled by the top levels of power in this country. And this is what it's going to take now. We can't play honestly until things change. It's almost like everything went away once players started playing again. And we had the bubble and baseball was back and everything like that. It kind of just felt like it's disappeared. I never thought it disappeared. It still was something that I think is like the biggest problem in this country right now. And that includes the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic. And nothing has changed, but it just seems like less people started caring about it once a distraction was created, and that would be sports being back. Less people started caring about Black Lives Matter and the movement once sports came back. And I do think that sports have been doing an amazing job of using their platform to try and create change and get a message across. But at the same time, a lot of people still do view it as a distraction. And you can say individually that you don't, but based off what I've seen from social media and honestly in the mainstream media in general, it feels like they just didn't care once the game started. At least after a week. And for me, I started noticing like after the scrimmages even. And the thing is, we need full attention to the issues that are going on as far as with racism because, it's just wrong. There's no other way to say it. Discriminating against people because of the color of their skin is wrong. Treating people unfairly and abusing your power as authority is wrong. And the thing is, if you love basketball, you should be behind these boycotts. You should be behind the players that give you this entertainment. Because honestly, they aren't entitled to give you entertainment. It isn't their job. They're humans too. And they are making choices not only to better themselves, but to try and better the country. So again, I don't understand why you would be against boycotts. And honestly, I've heard people say that, boycotting the games and not playing will do nothing. But I'll be quite honest with you, when we weren't playing and we're in the middle of the hiatus and we didn't know if we were going to have a bubble or not, change was sort of being made. I'm not saying change was being made because things were still happening. Police are still abusing their power, and they were still abusing their power during the hiatus between the time that the NBA season ended and the restart happened. But at the same time, people in the streets, more people were focused on it. And honestly, I think the bubble created a distraction. It did. And I understand that distractions are going to be there. We're still going to watch TV and watch sports and things like that. But as far as in the media, it really did feel like to me that they honestly stopped caring about it. And honestly, I've said my thoughts already on, how the media reacted, how fans reacted to the idea that there might not be a restart. And because people like me, but more importantly, players, at least some of them believed that it would create a distraction from the real world issues, and they were attacked and called crazy for believing that it would create a distraction and, it would, lose momentum, basically. And I feel like that's what happened. And honestly, the games can wait. It all can wait until things are changed. You don't need basketball. We can live without basketball. You can't live without a heart. And for African American people and people of color in this country, they can't walk outside of their home without thinking about, is it going to be the last time, because of how police profile them. They can't think of authority in the police as people to protect them. They view them as a terrorist. Like, that's basically how they view, the police. And honestly, I don't blame them for thinking that or thinking that way, because that's the way that the police treats them. The police treats them like they're a giant threat without any basis, just based off the color of their skin. And honestly, the police act like terrorists towards them. So again, we need to help create a world where these things aren't a problem.